So, new video today. And I had a couple requests, and now I feel like it's just kind of a bit of a challenge day. So we're going to do something springy with pastels, but since the groundhog had to see his shadow and we're stuck in winter for another 6 weeks, we're gonna pair it with a bold lip, because why not? Why not? Also, fun little twist, I will not be using foundation today. We're just gonna use concealers, bronzers, maybe a bit of contour, eyeshadows, and the bold lip at the end. We'll see how it goes. So for today, I'm going to use the Haley's Beauty primer. We're going to use this one today. And I know I've said that it is not my cup of tea, but since I'm not using foundation today, I want something to blur my skin. Now you can kind of compare. My forehead still looks kind of bumpy, and then down here that smoothed all of this out and kind of filled those pores in a little bit. So now I'm going to put some more on my fingers and add it to my forehead, and that should smooth that out like so. There we go. Now we're all primed, and I'm going to get some concealer out, and I'm going to use my LA Girl Pro Concealer, and I have a little friend down here, so I just want to cover that up as well as some of these dark circles here. So I'm going to put a little bit on the inner corner only of my eyes. And I'm also concealing so that I can create a base for the shadows that we're going to go in with, so I'm going to do the top of my eyelid as well. Add a little bit up there. I'm going to do the sides of my nose just to cover up that hormonal redness that most women get. And then my little friend down here. Now I'm going to use a brush today. This is Morphe. This is a little tiny blending brush, and I'm just going to blend out the edges just because I want more coverage, especially on that blemish there. I'm just going to blend out whatever got transferred onto my nose from my eyes. That way we don't have any funny lines on our nose from the concealer. I'm going to wipe that brush off on a towel just to get any excess liquid concealer off. And then I'm going to go in with my Fenty Beauty lavender powder, and I'm just going to set underneath my eyes and around my nose and my chin. I'm going to go in with bronzer and blush still, just to add some color to the face, because I do look a little pale even without foundation on to cover up my natural rosy cheeks. I still look pretty white. I'm still pretty white. So This brush that I typically use for bronzer is an e.l.f. brush, and it is angled, so it's shorter at the bottom, gets longer at the top. And I think that is a perfect contouring brush. You can also use it for cream contours, but I prefer powders. And I'm going to use my Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in the color Stone Street. This color is dark enough for me to use as a contour, not just a bronzer, because I'm pale. So I'll dip into that product and I will make sure to get most of the product at the tip of this brush and then fade it up towards the angle here, like so. Tap off any excess, and I'm going to follow this natural hollow in my cheeks just from the top of the ear down towards the corner of the mouth. And I'm going to blend upwards to create a more chiseled look for contouring. Bronzing, we want to warm the skin, and contouring is where we want to get that really sunken in look. I'm also going to blend that into my temples here. And that is where I will use the top of the brush where it didn't have as much product. And blend down back into the shorter side of the brush, into my cheekbone. I will bring this on to the apples of the cheeks. And there's one side. I will dip into some more product. Tap off the excess and we'll go into the other side. Blending that up into the temple. And down onto the apples of the cheeks. As you can see, even though I'm bringing it down onto the apples of my cheeks, I'm still sweeping it up because we want to blend it up. If you blend it down, that defeats the purpose of contouring and making yourself looking more sunken in. Instead, it'll bring out your cheeks and make you look more round. Now I'm just going to take the top of this brush. Sorry, don't mean to flip you off, guys. This top part of the brush here, and now I'm going to take that and we're going to dip that lightly into the bronzer, tap off the excess, and I'm going to put it on my hairline here up on the forehead. That way we have consistent color throughout our face. Now I'm going to take the shorter end here at the bottom, pick up a little more product, tap off any excess, and I'm going to do under my chin and fade it up towards the jawline, as well as bring it down my neck, whatever's left. That way we don't have a line of demarcation. Grab a little more product. I'm going to touch this side up just a hair. Okay. Now I am going to contour my nose a little bit today, just so it can match the rest of my face. This is an IT Cosmetics brush. I'm not sure what it is called, but it is just a fluffy blending brush, but I like to use it to contour my nose. So I will dip into that same Bobbi Brown powder just on the tip of the brush. And I'm pouncing it, not swiping it, because I want to pick up product, but not a lot of product. I'll tap off the excess. And I'm going to line this up with my eyebrow and just bring it down the sides of my nose very lightly. And then I'll bring it up into that inner crease just below the brow on the inner corner. Bring it down to the tip of the nose and kind of swirl that just above the nostril on the side. I'm going to dip back into the product, tap off the excess, and do the same thing to the other side. Lining it up with the eyebrow and dragging it down the side of the nose, as well as blending it up towards the brow in the inner corner. Taking whatever's left and swirling the tip of my nose. Blend out any harsh edges. Now I'm going to contour my Cupid's bow and underneath my lip with the same brush. So I'm just going to dip into a little more product, tap off the excess, and then I'll dot it right into the Cupid's bow. Very minimal product. That will give that lift there on the Cupid's bow. Then I'll do it right under my chin. I have a slight dimple in between my bottom lip and chin. That is where I typically like to contour to create like a mimic shadow, and it makes my lips appear a little bigger. Just gonna dot it right in there and blend it out towards the sides of my lips. Gonna apply just a little bit of blush, just a hair. And I'm taking, I believe this is a Tarte brush. This is just a blush brush, and it does have a little bit of an angle as well. And I'm taking my Milani blush in Romantic Rose, and I'm just dotting it just a little bit onto the apples of my cheeks. Have that springy angelic look with a little bit of I'm freezing my ass off look. I will put a little bit of blush on the center of my nose. That is where I will naturally get red when it is cold outside. And whatever's left, I'll put on my forehead and chin. Now I'm gonna take another powder. This is the L'Oreal True Match powder. This is in the shade N2. This is a very light color. I'm gonna take my very big fluffy powder brush. I'm gonna dip that in there, just face first onto the product. And I'm going to sweep this just underneath where we did that contour, just to sharpen that up just a little bit. I'll put that also on the center of my forehead, just to brighten those areas ever so slightly. I'm going to take some setting spray and I'm just going to set my face. I did not use any foundation today, but because I did put powders on my face, I don't want it to look like I have a lot of powder on my face. So using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, I'm going to just let those all melt into my skin. Let that dry just a little bit. Then we'll go into the eyeshadows. So for the pastel look, I'm going to use the Morphe 35C Everyday Chic palette, and it does have a lot of beautiful pastels. And I'm thinking might go in with this lovely pastel purple here. But this pink rose is also very, very beautiful. So I guess we're just going to wing it, guys. I'm going to take first the Morphe M504 brush, a big fluffy brush. I'm going to dip into this color right here. Sorry, I don't know the names of these. This is just a nice nude transition color. Tap out the excess, and I'm just going to take that on the outer corner into the crease, the upper crease. This color does look a lot more tan in the pan, but as you can see, it shows up kind of almost pink on my skin tone when I blend it out, and this is totally normal. Most eyeshadows will look different on different skin tones. Mine just brings out the more pink in this taupe-ish color. I'm going to take that same big fluffy brush and I'm going to dip into this pink color. We're going to go with this one right here. And I'm going to put that lower in the outer crease as well as kind of onto my lid near the lash line. I think pinks are very springy color, pinks and purples and blues, like a baby blue. Same thing to the other eye. Make sure there's no harsh lines. Now I'm going to take a smaller blending brush, which is the Morphe M505. And I'm going to dip into this more mauvey, pinky purple shade. Tapping out the excess, and then I'm taking this on the center of the lid by where we put that pink color and blending the two together just above where my pupil would sit. That is where I'm going to lay that darker color right in there. Now there's this beautiful pink shimmer right here. I'm going to take that and put that just on the inner corner of my eye. And for that I'm going to use a flat synthetic brush. This is also by Morphe. This one does not have a number. As you can tell, it's like a flat packing brush. Very thin. And I'm going to take that and pack that color onto the brush. I'm going to pull my eyelid taut and I'm going to dab it onto that inner corner. Once I have that inner corner really coated, I'm going to start bringing it up and out towards the center of the eyelid and the crease. And blend it in with the other pink shadows we have there. Same thing to the other eye, pull it taut and dab on the shimmer. I'll also raise my eyebrows so I can get into that upper inner corner crease area right in here. I'm going to take this light sheen, taupey sheen, right next to the original color we used. I'm going to wipe this brush off on a towel. Go in with that brush into that light shimmer and put that just on the brow bone. Okay. I am not going to put any shadows on the lower lash line because I want that to stay really bright underneath there. Okay, I'm going to get into a different Morphe palette. This, I believe, is the Such a Gem palette, and it has all these beautiful purples and shimmers. These middle ones here are what they are calling silk toppers, and I'm going to use this bright pink one right here. I'm just going to take my finger and swirl it into the color, and then I'm going to dab it on top of that shimmer in the inner corner of the eye and blend it outwards. And as you can see, it almost gives like a almost glittery aspect to the eye. You can tell the difference on each eye. And then I will take some more product and put that on the inner corner of the other eye and blend it out towards the shadows. But I'm not blending it all the way out because I don't want the mattes that I put there to be shiny, just the inner corner. But there's that completed. Shimmer on. Notice I have not done my brows yet because I did not want any of the glitter to get in them. And if they did, I can now brush that out with just a little spoolie. And now I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Wow Brow Gel. I'm not going to really define my brows today. I'm just going to give them a little color with the brow gel and make sure they stay where I want them to for the most part. Now I'm going to add a winged liner. This is by CoverGirl. And this is their liquid liner. I believe it's in the shade 335, which is actually a dark brown. And that is what the wand will look like. It's a slightly felt tip, I would say. And I did trim this a little bit. I put a slight angle to the brush. It makes it easier for me to apply winged liner, but totally your preference. When I apply winged liner, I tilt my mirror up ever so slightly, just up, so I'm looking down into the mirror, same as if I would do for applying mascara. And I tilt my head to the side and I line this up with my lower lash line at the bottom. And I will bring it up and just flick it out. Easy flick. I'll tilt my head down a little bit. I'll bring my chin down. I'll raise my eyebrows because looking down will bring my eyelid up, but I don't want it to get in the way of my brush, so I raise my eyebrows. And then I'm just going to connect this top line to the top of my lash line. Just made a little triangle. And I'm going to fill that in. And there you have the full filled in triangle there. Now we want to get rid of that little dead space. So we're going to take the liner and I'm going to use my nose to balance it. So I'll touch my pinky to my nose. I'll tilt my head up and I'll bring this liner and touch the lash line right where that triangle meets my lash line and drag it in just a little bit. Now I'll go back over here, tilt my head down. Now connect that to the triangle and give it more of a smooth transition. the triangle flows ever so slightly into that liner. That is where I stop. I do not bring the liner all the way into the inner corner. I feel like it closes off my eyes when I do that. So I will not bring it all the way in. I'm just going to do the same thing to the other eye. This is where the tricky part comes in and getting them perfectly even. After I flick it out, I'll compare the edges of the wings. I think they look about as even as you can get, so I will just continue with the triangle, blend the triangle into the lash line. Now I'm just making sure both eyes look as symmetrical as possible. This wing does look a tiny bit longer to me, so I will just lightly flick that out a little bit more. Fill in that empty space. Now they look pretty even to me, so I'm gonna call that good. Now I'm gonna go in with mascara. Same, I like the Maybelline Push Up Angel and Push Up Drama mascara. I'll go in with Angel first. Now I'll use the Push Up Drama mascara by Maybelline and darken in those lashes. I do not typically wear false lashes, but if you do, you can use more wispy lashes that were shorter on the inner corner and longer on the outer corner, and you can cut those and just put the longer outer corner just on the outer lash line, and it'll emphasize that wing. Okay, I'm gonna let my upper lashes dry while I go into the lips. I'm going to take a MAC lip pencil in the shade Whirl. I will use this lip liner for any color that I'm using. It just gives me a good guideline. I've tried using colored lip liners the same shade as my lipstick, and I feel like it's almost harder to do that because some lip pencils are not the same as lipsticks. And then they can be darker, and if they're darker and the lipstick fades, you can end up with that 90s butthole lip look, which I don't find that flattering. But I mean, you do you. You do you, honey. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line my lips. And I am going to blend this color onto my lips just a little. Now I think I'm going to take this dark berry shade. This is a satin matte, which means it's still transferable, but it is a matte. It won't be glossy. And this is by Milani. And this is in the shade Cashmere, or number 12. Dark lips are definitely harder to get perfectly even. Mine are not completely even. As you can tell, I do have some rough edges. So I will just take a Q-tip, just a little Q-tip, and I will just take it and wipe along that line to even that out. And it's okay if you end up wiping some of the product off. It's a process of going back and forth. I'm going to take that lipstick again, and I'm going to wipe off most of the excess from the felt applicator, and then just fill in that line. Also, with very bold dark lips, the biggest concern is getting it on your teeth. Since this is a satin matte, I'm not too worried about it transferring onto my teeth, but since it does transfer, I will take a Q-tip and I will just put it in between my lips and basically pull the Q-tip out of my mouth, and that'll grab any excess on the inside of my lips that would end up on my teeth is now on the Q-tip. And voila. And then, now that my upper lashes are dry, I'm going to take the Push Up Drama mascara and do my lower lashes, and then I think we are done. I got a little mascara on my waterline, so I'm just cleaning that off with a dry Q-tip. Okay. So if you wanted to bring back the whole scene look, which I think you could do with this look, we're gonna throw on a nice cozy winter beanie. And there you have a pastel springy winter look with a winged liner, because why not? We winged it today. We winged it the whole way through. Thanks for making it through the video with me, guys. Thanks for all of you who have subscribed to my channel already. I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm happy that you guys are enjoying my videos. If there's any other requests or ideas that you guys want me to try or challenge me, I'm totally up for whatever you guys can come up with. And then I'll see you in the next one. I love you guys. Bye!